them wicked church fathers, all they did was incorporate that in the future. You got that, brother?
That's right, yep. This is the book of Numbers
25, 1-3.
Come, 25, 1-3. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. And they called the people unto the sacrifice.
That whoredom that they were committing was talking about worshiping the other idols. Remember, you got spiritual fornication, and you have physical fornication, which is adultery. Go ahead.
It says, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods.
Right, and how do they do that today? They call people. You know, they have these the Christmas parties, Thanksgiving parties, and all that stuff, and they call the people to it. Now, don't get me wrong. If somebody tells you that they're gonna have some turkey or whatever, you can eat, because you say a prayer over it and you make it holy. Paul spoke about that. You know, but as far as going there for the festivity of it and, you know, getting all into the spirit, that's all bullshit. You know, if the Lord said that the earth is the Lord's and everything therein, so you could get a meal if you want to, you know, but that's up to you. That's up to the individual. You know, go ahead. And Lord's will, maybe in another lesson we'll go into something like that to show you, brothers, you know, those type of situations. Go ahead.
Right, come. Verse 2 again. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods.
Go ahead. They bowed down to their gods. Go ahead.
And Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel.
Right, so that represented who? Nimrod.
Yep.
All right, now let's go. That was Nimrod, which is Baal Peor, Balaam, whatever you want to call him. Now go from there to Jeremiah 7 and 17 to 20. Now this is dealing with the second part of that so-called Trinity. You know, which now they have, you know, they have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's another way that they worship it, you know, that Trinity in so-called Christianity. Go ahead, brother.
Jeremiah chapter 7 verse 17.
Yep.
It says, seest thou not what they do in the cities of Judah?
And the Most High was pissed off when he saw these things. So he said, look, he was telling Jeremiah, seest not what they do in the cities of Judah? Go ahead.
And in the streets of Jerusalem, the children gather wood, and the fathers kindle the fire.
Same thing that they would do for sacrifices to the Most High. Go ahead.
And the woman need their dough to make cakes to the Queen of Heaven.
Back then they had a certain way they made them. Today they have the so-called hot cross buns. Go ahead.
And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods.
And you see that even among the so-called Haitians. When they worship Chango and all whatever gods that they worshiping, they take the rum, they put it in their mouth and they spit it out, you know, unto the so-called sacrifice. Go ahead.
That they may provoke me to anger.
They may provoke who? The Most High to anger. Go ahead.
Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to the confusion of their own faces?
That's why people today don't know who they are. Why? Because the Lord, they pissed the Most High off, and the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind. Only the elect now is going to get it. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruit of the ground, and it shall burn and shall not be quenched.
That's why the Most High is going to destroy America in thermonuclear destruction, because you Israelites out there still committing them same acts today. And you're going to these churches, you're worshiping these churches, you're worshiping them gods of the other nations still, and in the guise of the other white meat, Caesar Borgia, so-called Jesus Christ. All right? So the Most High is pissed off. Because you haven't changed. Yeah. You're doing the same things that you did back then. The elder quoted earlier, there's no new thing under the sun. You're doing the same shit back then or today that you were doing back then. Now, we did Nimrod, Balaam, Semiramis, Ashtoreth. Now let's deal with Tammuz. Go to Ezekiel chapter 8. And we're gonna go to the point, you know, on this one, because you know what? We're gonna start at the first verse. Okay. We're just gonna go through it, And we may have to do a part 2 to this because there's a lot of information, that came up. We tried to do this lesson last week, but it didn't happen. Satan was, hindering. So the Lord, allowed us to find out certain other information and certain things the Lord revealed to us about this Trinity thing. We later found other information that corroborated, and backed up what we were saying, which shows you how the Spirit works. The Lord will reveal something to you, and then the Spirit will be on you to go and do the research and find certain information in scriptures to bring all this stuff out, to the elect. All right. So now, Ezekiel 8:1, brother.
Okay. And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in my house, and the elders of Judah sat before me, that the hand of the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward, as the appearance of brightness, as the color of amber. And he put forth the form of an hand, and took me by a lock of my head. And the Spirit lifted me up between the earth and the heaven, and brought me in the visions of the Most High to Jerusalem, to the door of the inner gate that looketh toward the north, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoked.
That image of jealousy was basically whether it was the Queen of Heaven, whether it was Nimrod and Baal, or whether it was Tammuz or any of those other gods that you worship. Those are the images of jealousy, because the Most High said what? He is a jealous power. Go ahead.
Right, where was the seat of the image of jealousy, which provoketh to jealousy. And behold, the glory of the power of Israel was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes now the way toward the north. So I lifted up my eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abominations that the house of Israel committeth here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations. And he brought me to the door of the court, and when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, a door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things.
Now, every form of creeping thing, this is what? Goes hand in hand with Acts the 10th chapter. You brothers out there that are taking the test on Acts the 10th chapter, this is dealing with who? Israel.
Yep.
Did not the Lord let down the sheet and told Peter to eat of all the creeping things that he saw and all the abominations that he saw? We're reading about it right now.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And behold, every form of creeping thing and abominable beast and all the idols of the house of Israel.
Which proves that Acts the 10th chapter, those animals that was speaking about was not speaking about actual animals. It was speaking about the abominations that the house of Israel was doing and the things that they were worshiping. Because they were worshiping them as beasts. Dagon was what?
A fish.
A fish god.
Yeah.
That was an abomination. Why?
Yep.
Because the Lord didn't tell Israel to worship no damn fish. Go ahead.
It says, so I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts and all the idols of the house of Israel portrayed upon the wall round about.
Now keep that in mind. Portrayed around the wall round about. All right? So we're going to find out who does that. And you're going to find out that them Latin tribes, they have a wall and a shrine and a sanctuary to these damn gods, which proves that they're Israelites.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It says, and there stood before them 70 men of the ancients of the house of Israel.
There stood before them 70 men of the ancients of Israel. Constantine, Tertullian, Athanasia, all them wicked, demonic, so-called church fathers back then that were on the top. General Gehenna, Bubble-eyed Blackfish, Comfy, yep. Lahab, Yeshaya, Nate Satan, yep. You know, and all them other, because they're supposed to be great men, right?
The ancients of Israel.
The ancients of Israel, they're supposed to be these great teachers, you know? Go ahead.
It says, and in the midst of them stood Jaazaniah, the son of Shaphan, with every man his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up.
Yeah.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark?
They did this in the dark. They would think, really, what it means is that they were doing it in secret.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Every man in the chambers of his imagery.
Go ahead.
For they say, the Lord seeth us not. The Lord hath forsaken the earth.
Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Blue Letter Bible and we're going to look up this word imagery in the Blue Letter Bible. And you be the judge. You decide whether or not those, you know, so-called Latin tribes, as your brothers, you know, as we call them today, because that's what they have, the so-called Latin tribes,
yep.
You know, me being from the tribe of Ephraim, you know, if they do not fit this bill here.
Oh, shit.
So we will be right back.
And I'll even throw Judah in there too. I mean, they don't got as many of them abominations on their wall, right. But they be damn, they ain't got Caesar and all them other demons on their wall.
That's right. But you know what? It's crystal clear in the scriptures that Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are Israelites. But you got these assholes that say that only the Israelites are only black. So there's certain things in the scriptures that give you hints and clues that the so-called Native American Indian tribes and the so-called Latin tribes are also Israelites.
Yep.
You know, like it tells you in the book of Hosea, the 5th chapter, Ephraim is given unto idols. Leave him alone. Yep. Let's look at this word imagery in Ezekiel, the 8th chapter, and the 12th verse. And you tell me, you brothers be the judge out there, if they are not of the Latin tribes or not. So we'll be right back. All right, so what we're going to do is going to read it, and we're going to go to the word imagery in the Hebrew. So go ahead.
Ezekiel 8 and 12. Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Israel do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imagery. For they say, the Lord seeth us not, the Lord hath forsaken the earth.
So now let's look at this word imagery. You know, and you know, like I said, you tell me, like Elder Manatazak made a good point. You know, Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, they do the same thing. You know, they got the same idols. You know, they put images of Caesar Borgia and them other gods on their walls of African statues. You know, but them Latin tribes, man, that's why the scriptures say, Ephraim is joined unto idols, let him alone. So go ahead, Elder Manatazak.
Okay, it says, Masha Kayath, which is showpiece. Figure.
That's, you know, a showpiece. Them idols are showpieces. Go ahead.
Imagination, image, idol, picture.
Go ahead.
A showpiece, carved figure of idols.
Them so-called saints on the dashboard. You know, in the house, you got them little shrines with the candles, you know,
portrayed on the wall.
You put a piece of bread and some water and an apple. You know, hoping that other white meat Jesus is gonna eat that apple and sip that nasty ass water.
A shot of some Palo Viejo.
Yes, a shot of some stale ass Palo Viejo, which is some Puerto Rican rum. Go ahead.
Imagination. Conceit.
Now we're gonna jump down to the Jacinius lexicon. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. For Masha Kayaf, image, figure, from the root, to look at, to behold. The chambers of images.
The chambers of images.
An example: the walls of which were adorned with painted figures of idols.
Now you tell me if that don't fit them Latin tribes. Yeah. I mean, it fits Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. Yeah. But like I was saying, it's crystal clear that Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are the tribes already.
Right.
But it says what? It says, an example, the walls of which were adorned with painted figures of idols. compare verses 10 and 11. So when you go to these botanicas, right, which are satanic,
which pretty much you could call that a Puerto Rican house now.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
You go up in there, and they have all these idols, and they got all kind of colors, and they all painted. You got this saint with the crutch, which is supposed to be Hephaestus, which was supposedly cast out of heaven by Zeus, and he hurt his leg when he hit the island of Lesbos, so he had to walk around with a crutch. You know, he was all fucked up because he had to walk around with a crutch. You know, yo man, it's for real, man. They got this. This is all nothing but Greek mythology. That's what these people out here are bugged out. That's what these Latin tribes are bugged out. That's what Judah, Benjamin, and Levi are bugged out. Them so-called Native American Indians are bugged out because they worship eagles and hawks and hawk backs and hawk feathers. I mean, they're all fucked up, man. That's what the Most High said. Matter of fact, give me real quick the book of Hosea, chapter 8, verse 8. Matter of fact, I'll put it up here while the elder Menatizak's getting it. You know, I mean, you know, we're having a little fun with it, but at the same time, it's the truth, man.
Yeah.
The scriptures say that the whole head is sick.
That's how far gone these motherfuckers are, man.
And think about it. At one time, them nations used to look at us and they used to praise us for the great knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai gave to us. But now they look at us with disdain, man. They look down upon us. You know, that shows you how far we have degenerated from back then till now. That's right. So go ahead, brother. Hosea 8 and 8.
Right. Hosea chapter 8, verse 8. Israel is swallowed up. Now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
And that's why Jake is all messed up as they are today. All right. So I just want to, hit this real quick again. It says what? This is the word.
Right. Mashad Kayath. It says, an example, the wars of which were adorned with painted figures of idols.
With painted figures of idols, man. You know? So, pretty much, I mean, we got a lot more information to bring out. But, we figured this is a good time to stop it because we were going and we noticed the time is getting long. And you know how Jake is. Jake has a very short attention span. So, Lord's will, we're going to do a part 2 to this. And if not, then, hopefully through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, this broke it down enough to where you brothers, and a few of you sisters out there understand the Trinity, and that it was all set up by paganism and by Constantine and those wicked church fathers back then. And they only were able to put the truth down by military might or by political might, which they're doing the same thing today. But this time around, they can't stop it because the word is going forward. The spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the spirit of truth.
No longer shall our teachers be.
Right. No longer shall our teachers be pushed into a corner anymore. Yeah. And the truth that has been held down for so long shall come up to the surface in so many words. So with that, we're going to say shalom. Shalom to the elect. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to our elders. And much praise to you brothers out there, man. You brothers out there, you inspire us, man, to keep doing these lessons, to push out the truth, man. Because y'all brothers are out there getting down and breaking the things down in the spirit and the scriptures, and it gives us it reinvigorates us.
Yeah.
I know I can, I'm pretty sure Elder Tahar, Elder Gabar, Elder Rakah, the other elders and the other men of GMS up in the main school, main GMS hub, so to speak, and the rest of the brothers can say the same thing. You brothers inspire us, man. You make us want to go harder, man.
Right.
And I said this before. I wish we could separate ourselves into more than one person so we could do more.
Yeah. Teach you everything.
That's right, and teach you everything that we know. So y'all brothers, could be just sharp. As it says in Isaiah 49 and 2. So with that, we're gonna close it, and we're gonna say shalom. Shalom. And to the next time.
Shalom.